Hey there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking all about a creepy creature or spirit known as the Dark Watchers. So the Dark Watchers are mysterious creatures or paranormal beings which reside on the hilltops, peaks, and ridges of the mountains in Santa Lucia, California. They are believed to be spiritual beings, but their origin is unknown. The legend of them dates back to 300 years ago. They often appear as a tall or giant-sized silhouette or shadow, which is wearing a brimmed hat. Sometimes they are seen wearing cloaks, and sometimes they are seen with walking sticks. They are often spotted between twilight and dawn, and when they are seen, they are looking up at the sky, standing on top of a mountain. They are known to motionlessly watch those who travel into the mountains. According to the legend, no one has actually seen these figures up close, and if anyone were to try and get close to them, they will disappear. They will often turn to look at you, but will quickly turn away and vanish shortly after. They aren't believed to be aggressive, but it's unknown what their true intentions actually are. The stories of the Dark Watchers date all the way back to the Chumash Indian legends. The Chumash Indians first spoke of these creatures in their legends, and the cave painters would draw drawings of them on the walls of the caves. The first documented reports of the Dark Watchers were during the early Spanish colonization in California. The Spanish arrived in the 1700s, and they referred to them as the Volante Oscuros, which literally translates to the Dark Watchers. The figures were said to be supernatural watchmen who were present to benevolently oversee the progress of the Spanish settlements. Later on, the author John Steinbeck, he wrote about the Dark Watchers in his short story called Flight. The story talks about a teenage boy who kills a man and is forced to hide out in the Santa Lucia mountains. As he leaves, his mother tells him to avoid the dark ones. When thou comest to the high mountains, if thou seest any of the dark watching men, go not near to them, nor try to speak to them. The story later goes on to having the Dark Watchers actually appear. The poet Robinson Jeffers wrote about them in one of his poems as well. Forms that look human but certainly are not human. In his poem, Such Counsels You Gave to Me. Now, if Jeffers or Steinbeck actually seen one of these creatures or entities is unknown, but the local legend has been around long before they ever wrote about it. It was also believed that Steinbeck's mother was a firm believer in the Dark Watchers. She would supposedly come around bringing them gifts of fruit, nuts, and occasionally flowers. Many local families in the area are known to be big believers in the Dark Watchers as well. In the mid-1960s, a Monterey Peninsula local high school principal went on a hiking trip in the Santa Lucia, when he suddenly seen a dark figure standing on top of the mountain with a hat and a cape. He described this being as studying the area. And when the principal called out to the other hikers, the creature vanished. And of course, psychologists have came up with their own answers and assumptions as to what these figures could be as well. They said it could simply be a cause of exhaustion and isolation while traveling through the mountains. They also talk about infrasound, which is known to cause uneasiness in people and anxiety, and is often linked to paranormal experiences. There is also a phenomenon which is known as a broken spectra, which is said to be the most logical explanation for the figures. It often occurs when the sun is at a particular angle. A person's shadow can be casted onto a cloud bank around them, creating the illusion of a large, shadowy humanoid figure. However, despite these explanations, sightings of the Dark Watchers still appear to this day. And while the Dark Watchers are primarily only in the location of the Big Sur, there are also similar creatures which have been spotted in other regions of the world as well. The Dark Watchers also come back to the legends and myths of shadow people, which are mysterious beings which seem to lurk in the corner of our vision, always just barely out of sight. I know a long time ago when I first started making paranormal content on my channel, this was one of the first subjects that I ever talked about was shadow people, and the video is actually kind of embarrassing, but I will link it in the description box or like somewhere on this video for you guys to go check out, because shadow people have always intrigued me and they're really creepy. Whatever the Dark Watchers actually are is a mystery, but one thing everyone can agree on is that what the Watchers want is unsure. And regardless of what they are very sinister and creepy in appearance. So there was the legend of the Dark Watchers. What do you guys think of this creepy legend? Whenever I was doing research for creepy urban legends, this one stood out to me because anything that's like a shadow person, it's kind of dark and mysterious. It just intrigues me for some reason. What would you guys do if you ever seen a Dark Watcher looming over you? Do you think that it's all just an illusion, or do you think that this is actually something paranormal? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Personally, I think that they could be a real thing, but it's also a possibility that it's, you know, some sort of illusion. But I'd probably be really freaked out if I seen one, not gonna lie. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become Morbid Maniac. Be sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And if you were not aware already, I now have an OnlyFans account where I will be posting all of my sexier content. So if you are interested in that, the link is always in the description box below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.